Hello, it's Dr. Steve, and I'm on my way to the Springfield mass protest. We got about 20 minutes to go. We're getting a lot of people supporting the effort to say we don't want a dictator. And it's very cool. There was about 1,000 people down Main Street in Northampton where I live, but my friend Dick invited me to come to Springfield, Mass. And so that's where I am right now. So I'm going to be broadcasting for a little bit on live because we need to. So I'm going to turn this around. Thanks. All right, I'm live on Instagram.
Yeah.
Woo!
We are all immigrants.
We are.
Certainly all immigrants.
Rock on.
On the Mayflower or the Middle Passage, but we're all immigrants.
That's what my indigenous friends say. You're,
They got it right.
You're indigenous friends say we're all immigrants?
yeah, we're the immigrants.
Well, yeah,
we're
yeah,
encroaching
yeah,
on there.
Yeah,
They're like, yeah, you guys go home. Woo!
yeah.
Woo! Instagram Live. What do you think? I think there's going to be a lot more people coming. A lot more people coming. What do you think? And guess what? I'm holding up my book. I wrote this. Yes. If you haven't read it, I invite you to. I'm the author.
You wrote it. I thought you meant you love Trump. Oh,
I'm the author.
I apologize.
You want to say hi to my Instagram live audience? Woo!
Show them what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show them what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show them what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show them what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Going a little closer towards the stage. Thank you. Can we fill the space in front of the stage first? That'd be great. Thanks.
Very cool. Did you find George yet?
Yeah, I did find George, yeah.
Introduce
George
me.
over there. That's George over there. This is Eric.
Hi.
Eric is one of our cell members.
Hi,
My friend Steve.
I'm the author.
Oh, guys, I've been talking about that book.
Cool.
The other one is Cultish.
Yeah.
Those are the two that I always recommend. It's so great
This-
to meet you in person.
Well,
Yeah.
he's coming to our next cell meeting.
Oh, good. Awesome.
I'm broadcasting to my 148,000 Instagram followers at the moment. So what do you think, folks?
I love these signs.
Getting a lot of hearts. Brought my book. I know it's backwards on Instagram right now.
Yeah, not all day. So you don't know what kind of it is.
I do.
I wrote this book.
Yes. All right.
That's my book.
Oh.
Simon & Schuster, 2019. It was re-released in 2024 with a foreword by George Conway.
We'll look for it.
It's everywhere.
Good.
Yes. I'm good.
I'm Jack Dunn. I'm a writer too.
How are you?
17 books on Amazon.
I only have 5. You're ahead of me.
Okay, so
I'm
we're
broad-
writing about the same thing.
I'm broadcasting right now on Instagram.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, do you want to be on Instagram? Sure. So Jack, tell us about what you're working on now.
What I'm working on right now is a book about fascism.
Yes.
And
Are you a historian or what's your background?
Well, it led up to this with everything that's going on in the world now
Yeah.
and what's happening in the United States motivated me to do this. So, as I just told you, I've got 17 books on Amazon and most world book sites. And I write about things that I believe are wrong in the world.
Good.
I had a
We're going to
federal...
keep it short because I'm going to walk around.
Yeah, I had a federal lawsuit in this court, as a matter of fact, against Dan Brown. Because he copied a book I wrote in 1997 called The Vatican Boys.
Oh, about
The
Opus
Da
Dei?
Vinci Code.
Oh.
Okay, he copied my book, there's no question. And what his...
Did you hear that? Dan Brown copied his idea for the Da Vinci
copied the
Code.
whole book, is what he copied.
So how was your
And
lawsuit?
The lawsuit was thrown out by Michael Ponzer in this court, and Michael Ponzer is now publishing his own books.
Oh, it sucks. Sorry to hear that.
That's okay. So Dan Brown's premise in the Da Vinci Code is that there is a divine right of kings that has a right to rule the rest of us.
Yeah, well, that's Opus Dei.
No, Opus Dei is different. My book was about Opus Dei. But it's different. The story of the king is what led into Trump.
Okay, so I guess you can hear me.
Read my
We just
book.
would like
You'll understand
if
what
our
led into
speakers who are
50 years.
scheduled
I was
to
in the
speak have not
Moonies.
checked
We
in.
were talking
You were in the
about
Moonies.
doing
Here to
this
the dais
50
and
years
check
ago.
in.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
I think
So-
this talks about how we got where we are. Gotta run. Nice
Got
to
him on.
meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Keep writing.
Woo! Any comments, sir?
You know, it's great to be part of an event, of a movement.
Yeah.
You know? And it's also liberating to get out and make one's views public.
Yeah, free speech.
Yeah.
Free speech.
Something therapeutic about exercising it. Isn't
Very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Free speech. The crowd's getting bigger and bigger as we approach 12 o'clock. I wrote this.
Nice to meet you.
Have you heard?
I have not. But I'm glad you are here.
Yes, I'm
Thank
happy
you.
to be here. If you want anyone to talk, I'm happy to say a few words. author.
Ho ho! The wannabe dictators got to go!
Woo-hoo! Springfield, Mass. Dr. Steve. It's getting bigger and bigger. There's some really clever signs. We got one for RFK. Let's make measles great again. I like that. Did you see that one? I like that one.
This is what democracy looks like!
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like!
Nice. So I'm encouraging folks wherever you are, even if you can't get to one of the major cities, just go outside your house, make a sign. Just make your voice known. We're hoping to have millions of people out around the country.
Everybody, I know it's getting crowded down there near the sidewalk. You are invited to move up to the front steps so you can fill in this whole upper level so everyone can get close as long as we have comfortable space. Thank you.
I invite people with disabilities to come into the front. On the side to my left.
Bruce Springsteen! Woo! The boss! I wrote this. This is my book. Came out in 2019, Simon & Schuster. It was re-released in just before the election. George Conway wrote a foreword saying the GOP was a cult. So I invite you to check it out. Check out my website, Freedom of Mind.
Excellent, yeah.
I'm on Instagram Live if anyone wants to say anything.
Do not obey in advance.
Do not obey in advance. So true. Woo! People keep coming. There's more and more. I wrote this. I'm amazed so many people have never heard of my book. Oh well. I'm going to keep it going. I'm sure there'll be speeches for those who want to listen in.
Can I take a picture of that cover?
Yes, of course. I'm the author.
Oh, you are? I got it, honey. I got it. You got it? Is it on Amazon or
Of
something?
course.
Of course it is.
Simon & Schuster.
Okay.
George Conway wrote the foreword.
Very
So
cool.
are you currently teaching?
We're on Instagram Live.
Oh, I don't want to be.
Sorry.
That's okay. I don't mind my voice. But
Yeah, no worries. I teach online, and I'm affiliated with Harvard Medical School in a forensic think tank. I'm a licensed counselor. And I was in a cult, which is how I got interested in the subject.
Oh, I actually think I read. Did NPR review your book?
I don't know about NPR. I've been on NPR many times, but I don't know if they reviewed the book per se. David Packman interviewed me a few months ago. It's 1.8 million views.
Yeah. Well, good luck. We're definitely going to check it out.
Sure. It is getting bigger and bigger. I'm psyched. I don't know what happened. Maybe I ended it by accident. We're still in Springfield, Mass. At the No King's Day protest. And I'm gonna get closer.
We are one of 4 groups who organize along with
Different ones.
Western Mass.
Take a turn at this.
Also right here in
Who's got a phone? You want to sign?
Look at this crowd, y'all. Springfield showed up. But also, Northampton showed up. And Chesapeake showed up. And Long Meadow showed up. And Wilbraham showed up.
I got a flag. Woohoo! Thank you, sir.
We have people who are holding signs to defend our democracy
I'm
for
on
the
Instagram
very
Live
first
right
time. Look what a big, beautiful tent we have created. And there's always room for more. Some folks are here today because, as we know, it is Flag Day. And they are not going to allow Trump and the MAGA crowd to own that symbol. Whose flag is it?
Our flag.
Got that right. Some folks are here because it's the 250th anniversary of the Army today, and they are not going to allow Cadet Bone Spurs to make a mockery of that history with his Vanity Birthday Parade in D.C., where I hear it is raining. But all of us, for whatever reason, showed up because we are fed up. We are fed up with this authoritarian regime prohibiting free speech, kidnapping immigrants, dividing our courts, unraveling our social safety net, handcuffing senators, and stealing the people's money to line the pockets of billionaires. We showed up today to reaffirm that we have no kings in America and that no president can stop the people from showing up in peaceful dissent. If you have ever felt
so happy I'm here. Woo! Got a flag now.
January 20th. Know that today, together, we are part of something really important. So if you look around, we clearly exceeded our
I'm the author. I'm the author, by the way. Happy to talk to you.
5,100 events in the nation. So this scene is repeating itself in towns all across the country.
We'll see you, Liz.
We are blowing the numbers of the April 5th hands-off protests out of the water. Historically, it takes 3.5% of the population showing up in peaceful resistance to topple an authoritarian government, and we here today are part of that. I want to get serious for just a minute. We would be remiss if we did not acknowledge that at this very moment, it is a fraught time, both to be organizing a protest and to be bravely showing up to one. However, we understand that there is risk in taking action, but we also understand that there is far greater risk in remaining silent. So before we get to our program, because y'all didn't come here to hear me talk, just a reminder about our intention for today. No Kings National and all of the events that the four host groups host are non-violent, peaceful, non-confrontational.
Peaceful.
I cannot stress that enough. That is not
Non-violent,
only because as humans who care about other humans, it is the right thing to do and the safe thing to do, but it is also the strategically smart thing to do.
Yes.
How one or two bad actors can shift the focus from our important message to viral clips that appear on Fox News. And we are not going to provide any of that for them today. So we are committed to having a day of powerful, peaceful, and joyful. Yes, I said joyful resistance.
Play more Bruce Springsteen.
When we show up louder, more powerful, more persistent, with smiles on our faces, and without the need for future presidential pardons. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce our MCs for the day. We have Donna Fellows from Defending Democracy in Hampton County, and Mary Wang Boucher from Northampton Resist, so we can get this program started. Hello, Springfield!
Allow space so everybody can hear, but you may not. Just enjoy the rally, and those of us here just have to pay attention as best you can. My name is Donna D. Fellows from Defending Democracy in Hampton County. I'm so honored to be standing here with all of you today, friends and neighbors, defenders of democracy, people who care enough to show up. You showed up, and I am so proud of you all. Thank you for being here. So, I'm also proud to be one of the MCs for today's rally, but before we go any further, I want to pause and give a huge shout out to the amazing team that made this possible today. And I'd like you to come up here. This rally didn't come out of nowhere. It was built with a lot of heart, a lot of time, a lot of passion by 5 people who care deeply about our community and our country. So please join me in and giving a massive round of applause to Jackie Nyman. Well. We're here today because we believe in truth. We believe in justice. And we believe in the power of everyday people standing together and speaking when our rights and our voices and our future are on the line. Let me kick things off, and it's my absolute pleasure to introduce our first speaker today, John Perry. Lieutenant Colonel. He then worked for the Veterans Affairs and was the Deputy Superintendent at the Soldiers' Home in Holyoke. He's a writer and a veteran and community activist, as well as an active member of Vote Vets and Common Defense, serving progressive veterans and their families. Please welcome John Perry.
Thanks, everyone. Wow, what a crowd. I can't believe this, really, honestly. You know, right over the hill here is Springfield Armory, right? We all know the Springfield Armory here in Western Mass, don't we? Personal democracy, right? Right? We had soldiers carrying rifles from the Springfield Armory on D-Day, right? That's how important it is to us here in Western Mass. And I look at this crowd, and this is the true arsenal of democracy today. Privilege of a lifetime to serve in the Air Force, where as a Lieutenant Colonel I got to serve with the greatest soldiers, airmen, sailors, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen. Today, I am a veteran fighting fascism. And today,
We interviewed Christopher Goldsmith, who founded that.
To remind everyone of the oath that we took. That oath wasn't to a president. It wasn't to a candidate. It wasn't to a political party. Who was that oath to? It was to the Constitution of the United States. To defend freedom against all enemies, foreign and domestic. But right now, you look at what's happening, and that oath is being tested. We've seen peaceful protesters with, met with riot gear. We've seen Marines deployed to suppress peaceful protests. And they're there without local leaders' consent. An act of intimidation, right? That's all that is. And it violates the civilian control we swore an oath to.
Yes.
So, we know what's happening. This administration wants to use us as props in their power grab. While at the same time, they're slashing the very benefits they claim that they're protecting.
Boo!
But you know what? All of us here, we see through them, and we see through their political distraction. That's all that is. So, while this regime has its parade, what are they doing? They're gutting the VA. They're cutting benefits for veterans. These are veterans who rely on food stamps, on Medicare. They're cutting medical research. The VA system in New England is the #1 system in the nation for medical research, and Trump is cutting it. Almost 30% of veterans work in the federal government, and he's cutting the federal workforce. And he's moving to privatize the VA healthcare system, which is a system that I fought for, and so many veterans here. If you are a Vietnam veteran, you know what I'm talking about, because you fought for the VA healthcare system that we have today, and we can't let him take it away. This regime is building an authoritarian movement that we know is rooted in what? Fear, right?
That's why I'm standing.
It's rooted in disinformation. and it's purely a hunger for unchecked power. But veterans didn't serve to watch democracy fall. No, we did not. We served to protect it. I'll tell you this, I didn't raise my hand to a king. I raised it for liberty, justice, and a government by and for the people. All right, now I'm going to make it real. Okay? So let me be clear on this point. You earned the sacrifice of those who have worn the uniform, and especially of those who died for this country. And the day you put on that uniform, you know how sacred that is. So, right, all gave, right, we've heard that before, all gave some gave all. One had bone spurs. So you tell me, right, did he earn the sacrifice when he mocked war veterans and heroes like John McCain and Gold Star families? No. Did he earn the sacrifice when he pardoned the January 6th rioters whose actions the police officers? No. And absolutely, did he, as the commander-in-chief, earn the sacrifice of the fallen when he dodged the draft himself? So today, I'm keeping my oath. I'm keeping my oath, and I'm going to continue to earn the sacrifice by defending our freedom. And yes, today, on all days, on Flag Day, and the 250th anniversary of our United States Army, we reclaim our patriotism and our flag. I salute the flag. That's right. I salute the flag, I don't salute the tyrant. I salute the flag that represents the America that moves forward to make life better for all of us, not just for a few. Because you see, the America I serve embraces, not erases, Dr. King. The America I serve embraces, not erases Harvey Milk. America I serve embraces, not erases, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And absolutely, the America I serve embraces, not erases, immigrants.
Yes.
In closing, I love my country. I love our flag, and I know you do too. And when you love your country, you find ways to speak up and to do what is right. That's our obligation as citizens in earning the sacrifice of those who have served and died for this country. We here today, we are the defenders of democracy. Hold those signs, hold them up proud. And rise strong and let freedom ring.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, John.
Awesome, Lieutenant Colonel. We're so glad I came. More and more people are here.
Thank you all for coming. I'm floored by this crowd. Oh my gosh, you guys. Hey, I want to tell you, I'm a transplant from Los Angeles, and I went back to visit my family last weekend. Happy coincidence, I suppose.
All those horns are people in support, by the way.
In the basement level.
I've been doing this for 65 years.
Only 49 for me.
It was the one time in the whole weekend where there was only 25 of us out there. So I got lucky. I got out before the active tear gas. Hello.
Yeah, you don't need to put your hand in front of it.
My neighbor voice. I feel really silly. Okay. Anyways, they used so much tear gas on the Friday night that even after it was clean, there was still residue all over, and none of us could breathe. We needed, on the Saturday after, to all wear N95s. This is what we have to look forward to for the next few years. Is
Wow.
this the kind of country you want to live in?
Wow.
Thank you so much for coming. I want you all to keep picking one thing. I tell everyone there's two tenets we need to follow. Big tent.
Wow.
Big tent. Big tent.
Coalitions.
Bathwater, right? Do not go for the perfect. You know what I mean. Just go. I'm not great at this, you guys. Don't let the little things divide us. All right? Don't let the little things divide us and pick one thing. We may be attacked from every angle. Children, veterans, our seniors, our trans friends, LGBT, everybody. Ukraine, Palestine, everyone. And we don't want to be immobilized. So pick one thing and run with it. So thank you so much. And I'm proud to introduce our next speaker. We have Massachusetts Western Mass Regional Director for our U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren, Mark Antonio Williams.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be out here in Western Mass and representing U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren. Hello, Springfield. We are meeting here today at an extraordinary time in our country. While Donald Trump throws a military parade to honor himself, we are standing here together to say loud and clear, there are no kings in democracy. And the people have the power. Today, we have a president in the Oval Office who thinks they are a king. He thinks he gets to decide who says what, and that is a threat to all of us. Senator Alex Padilla was at the press conference on Thursday in his home state of California, doing the job his constituents elected him to do, ask questions and conduct oversight. He was manhandled and put in handcuffs for trying to ask questions on behalf of his constituents.
Boo! Boo!
If they're willing to treat a sitting U.S. Senator that way, what does that mean for everyday Americans? It is time for all of us to remind the Republicans in the Senate that it is time for them to speak up too.
Yes. Woo!
Donald Trump is the most corrupt president in American history.
Yes.
I put out a report of 100 of the most corrupt things he's done in just his first 100 days in office. But here's the short of it. Billionaires win, families lose. That's the Republican agenda. And that's exactly what we're seeing in Congress right now.
Here in Springfield, Mass. Came in later.
Which will make the biggest cuts of Medicaid and SNAP in history.
He's speaking for Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts.
All to fund giant tax handouts for billionaires. Well, I believe no baby should go hungry so that Mark Zuckerberg can buy another Hawaiian island.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe no person with a disability who needs a wheelchair or a home health aid to live independently should have to give that up so that Jeff Bezos can buy a third yacht.
Yeah.
I believe no one in America should go without health care so that Elon Musk can make a rocket ship ride to Mars. Are you with me?
Yeah.
We're in these fights to stop this ugly bill in its tracks and putting working families.
This place is packed.
We're fighting to protect the rights of our neighbors and community members. This country doesn't belong to a king. That's right. It belongs to the people. And we need to end this fight. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Thank you.
Antonio Williams, pick it up.
introducing an amazing woman. Susan Tabersh is the co-founder and steering committee member of Climate Action Now, a founding member of Sugar Shack Alliance, and helped organize and remains active with the Springfield Climate Justice Coalition. Give it up! Is to help build a powerful, inclusive, mass movement to respond to the climate emergency. Please welcome Susan Tabersh.
So glad I came. This place is overflowing.
Can you hear me? How are you feeling? Are you ready? All right, listen, it is so good to be in community with all of you today. Before I begin, I'm inviting you to look around, just take a moment at this glorious crowd of human beings gathered right here, right now. You are beautiful. From up here, you are beautiful. And this is happening all over the country, and it's happening in something like 17 countries across the globe.
Yeah.
So this is a global movement.
All over the world. Did you hear that? It's amazing.
It's what I call people power.
Yeah.
I invite each of you to hold the power and energy of this moment in your hearts. We are up for the challenge of our lifetimes. And it is only the collective power of the people that will save our communities and protect the ecosystem that life itself depends on. While the very web of life is being torn asunder by those whose greed, white supremacy, hatred, and unquenchable thirst for personal power drives their every action.
Yeah.
Throughout history, it is people's movements that challenge and defeat corrupt and abusive systems of power. Our people's movements are strong when our bonds of community are strong. Our community grows when we show up for each other as individuals and organizations. We will come to treasure the depth of relationships we build and the courage we discover as we build a movement for all the great struggles of our time come together with intention and strategy and love.
Yeah.
So let's build an unstoppable movement fueled by our fierce love, our compassion, and our yearning to create the world we are yearning for, longing for. A movement that resists fascism as if life itself depends on it. Because life itself does indeed depend on us at this moment in history.
Yes. Woo! Awesome. 17 countries and all over the country. Democracy. Now. Woo.
Guys, ready? Are you guys? It's not on. Yeah, you know. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, Susan Tabersh. I have the hello.
Take your hand off the mic and it'll work better.
Up the mic. I'm the mic. You all hear me back there? No. Oh my gosh. Diaphragm. All right. I have the honor of introducing Jesse Lederman. Jesse is the regional director for Senator Markey, and honestly, I'm great human being.
Another senator's aide will be speaking now.
Springfield! Western Massachusetts! To our veteran brothers and sisters! To our immigrant brothers and sisters! To our union brothers and sisters! Hello to this incredible tapestry of activists and organizers! The crowd today is so big, they can't even hear us all the way in the back, but I know they can feel your energy this morning for our democracy.
And on Instagram Live.
I bring you greetings of solidarity on behalf of our United States Senator Ed Markey.
Yeah.
Markey this morning is marching alongside LGBTQ leaders, advocates, and allies from across Massachusetts in the Boston Pride Parade. And let us say, it is right that Pride falls on this National Day of Action, the original protest. Senator Markey asked me to join you all here on his behalf to share his gratitude for your continued organizing, your advocacy, your phone calls, the work that you are doing every day, and your fighting spirit. And he asked me to deliver this message regarding the state of our collective resistance. And these are the words of our Senator Ed Markey. In March, we gathered more than 50,000 voices on the Boston Common and millions more across our country to tell Donald Trump and his band of billionaires, hand off our democracy. And we didn't stop there. Since then, every single one of you has continued to show up to defend our rights, our freedoms, and our Massachusetts values. And today, we recommit, we redouble, and we repeat. In the United States of America, there are no kings. Trump's formula of chaos and crisis is a daily reminder that the values we hold dear, liberty, opportunity, and access, are under relentless assault. But we say no to deploying troops to protest. We say no to sending mass agents to grab students and workers off the streets and we say no to wielding federal resources to force institutions into silence. We say no to arresting elected officials, and we say these are not American values. They are the weak actions of an authoritarian dictatorship. The Trump administration is simply out of control. This isn't about Democrats or Republicans. It's about a future free from fascism.
Yeah.
I know these attacks feel overwhelming. Trump and Republicans want us to get tired, to give up, and to go home. They want us to be scared. Well, we have news for them.
Yeah.
The people of Massachusetts have never bowed to kings. Not 250 years ago, not today, not we are working with the ACLU, with immigrants' rights organizations, and with immigration lawyers to defend the rights of all immigrants and residents of Massachusetts and to uphold our Constitution. Just like we did when Ramesa Ozturk was abducted off the streets of Somerville and moved 1,500 miles away to Louisiana without due process. I went to Louisiana to visit Ramesa at the isolated ICE facility where she was locked up without charge, to make sure she was okay and to demand her release. And Ramesa is back with her friends and classmates now. Her case is just one example. And I will continue to stand with our immigrant communities and demand accountability for ICE's unlawful actions.
Yeah.
And we're going to tell the truth about the Republicans' big billionaire boondoggle budget. It's a smash and grab to rip healthcare from 16 million people, to tear away from hungry families, to cut off access to education for working class Americans, all to pay for another tax cut for billionaires. We're going to
put every Republican on record so that every American can see what they are doing, and we will not let them lie about what is in this bill. We must stop this big billionaire sellout once and for all. My friends, the battles ahead will not be easy. Trump and Republicans will continue to sow fear and hate, but we will not let them win. We cannot agonize. We must organize. Truths about what these attacks mean for our communities are the most important tool this movement has. Every story you tell, every call you make strengthens the fight and energizes us to stand together. With your voices and with your action, we will show that the American people are more powerful than Trump and his agenda of hate.
Yes. Stronger together.
Trump and his cronies are on a sinking ship of their own making. The tide will turn, and they've already thrown Elon Musk overboard. Alongside you, you are not alone. I love you all, and keep working for justice, for freedom, and for our democracy. Those are the words of our Senator Markey. He's got your back, and so will all of us.
Go ahead, Markey. So we just heard from two spokespeople for Massachusetts senators. Yeah.
I have the distinct pleasure of introducing State Senator Adam Gomez today. Senator Gomez is a lifelong native of Western Massachusetts and was the first Latino from the Hampton District to serve in the Massachusetts Senate. He's currently in his third term and is a champion for worker and tenant rights, criminal justice reform, and civil and racial equality at the State House. Please welcome State Senator Adam Gomez.
This is what democracy looks like.
Democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
When we fight. When we fight.
Hey. Yeah.
I'm proud to stand before you as a Massachusetts State Senator, here from the Hampton District, born and raised in the city of Springfield. One, as an advocate. Two, still as an organizer. Three, as a former city councilor. And lastly, as a state senator that you can count on. My name is Adam Gomez. I'm proud to serve the state senator of the Hampton District. Today, we stand united, people from all walks of life, because we know what's at stake. Our democracy, our rights, the future of our communities. In 2025, our Massachusetts legislature is going to respond decisively to threats against our democracy. We will stand firm against federal regulations that threaten to undermine local control, weaken our communities, and silence the voices of hard-working families. We've made it clear we still defend our state's autonomy, our values, and our way of life. But let us be clear. This isn't just a local fight. It's a national fight. That's why we stand 2,000 rallies firm with our feet on the ground as a grassroots effort to, we did it once before, we're going to dump the Trump.
Dump the Trump. Love it.
Preserves that seek to diminish our democratic principles who are trying to impose their will through federal overreach, voter suppression, and attacks on our institutions. We cannot allow this to happen. Our democracy is not a given. It's a victory won through perseverance, activism, and unwavering commitment from all people from all walks of life. This is a call to action. The next midterm elections are our opportunity to take back control. Yes. To stand up for what's right. Yes. To elect leaders who will prioritize the people, protect our rights, and uphold the values we cherish. Yes. Every vote, every voice matters now more than ever. We cannot afford to sit back, sit down, and not exercise our rights when it comes to our democracy.
Yeah.
Friends, I urge you, don't be spectators.
That's right.
And it looks like we have not one spectator in the room. Be active participants, engage in our community. Talk to your neighbors, volunteer, help register voters, make your voices heard. Take immigrant brothers and sisters to work or their kids to school, or take them to their hospital to get the medical care they need. Because when we come together, nothing can stop us. Let us remember, democracy is fragile, but it's also resilient. It survives because we fight for it. And when we fight, we stand here today as proof that the people's power is stronger than any attempts to silence our community's voice. So I ask you, are you ready to fight? I ask you, are you ready to fight? Are you ready to defend our democracy? Are you ready to make sure that our voices are heard loud and clear for generations to come? Together, we are unstoppable. Together, we will protect our communities. And together, we will build a future grounded in justice, freedom, and democracy. By uniting around these principles and actions, leaders can build resilient democratic ecosystems that withstand challenges and promote a just, equitable society. Thank you, Western Massachusetts. Thank you, Springfield. Thank you, and God bless the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the United States of America. Boldly, passionately, and unstoppable.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it up for Senator Gomez.
Yeah.
So I have the distinct pleasure of now introducing. I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Carrie Baker, a professor of American Studies and chair of the program for the study of women and gender at Smith College in Northampton. My alma mater. Go Smith. She is the co-founder of the 5 College Certificate in Reproductive Health, Rights, and Justice. She is contributing editor at Miss Magazine, has a monthly column in the Daily Hampshire Gazette, and has just published her 5th book, Abortion Bills in the United States, History, Politics, Policies, and the Fight for Reproductive Freedom. Please help me welcome Dr. Carrie Baker from Smith College. Thank you. You are so beautiful. Look at you. There's signs. I love them. There's people of all ages. This is a wonderful view. This is what will change things. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. Yeah. Fascists go after women's rights first. We
saw this with Hitler, we've seen it with Putin, we've seen it all around the world. When fascists take over, they attack women's rights. And Donald Trump has done just that. He has systematically eliminated women's rights to employment, to education, to reproductive health care, to be free from violence against women. He is attacking women. Women are dying because of his policies. Say their names. Say their names. There have been, he has recently said he will not enforce a federal law called EMTALA, which requires emergency rooms receiving federal care to treat people who come into there in emergency situations. They are turning away bleeding, infected women who are dying because of Trump's policies. My body, my choice. He's my body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. He's killing us, and he's not only going after abortion, he's going after contraception. He's going after Planned Parenthood. You know what he wants to do with the money that is used to go to Planned Parenthood? He's going to send it to crisis pregnancy centers. I don't know if you know what those are, but those are anti-abortion organizations that pretend to be healthcare clinics and then lie to people who are pregnant about their pregnancies, endangering their lives, delaying access to real care, all to coerce them into having unwanted pregnancies.
Right.
Trump is also defunding rape crisis centers. He's defunding domestic violence shelters and programs. He supports violence against women. He supports policies that coerce women into having unwanted pregnancies, pregnancies that result from rape. So we need to fight back, and we are fighting back. And I think that the story of abortion access post-Dobbs is a story we need to keep in mind for all of these issues. Women on the ground. So more women have access to abortion today than before Trump got elected in 2017. And I'll tell you why. It's a real surprise. Read my book if you want to know why. But it's a real surprise. But it's because activists were determined, creative, and courageous, and have found alternate ways to put abortion pills in people's hands. And it is liberating people. And if you want to know how to find them, plancpills.org is the website. But the point is that we need to think outside the box. We need to not go back to the pre-Trump era. We have never lived up to our original vision of equality and freedom and liberty and dignity. And we need to have a new vision for America, not just going back to where we were. We are a nation captured by mega millionaires. We need a new conversation about what our country needs to be and how we're going to get there. And across the board, but especially with reproductive rights, I want to encourage all of you to support Planned Parenthood. Support reproductive equity, Reproductive Equity Now. Support the Abortion Truth Campaign. Support the organizations in your community, Tapestry Health, that are getting this necessary care to people who need it. My choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. Thank you.
So right, we need women power.
Hey there. We just want to remind you, we have a couple of QR codes on each side, and you can scan it. It's the way it is now. Take your phone and scan them. They will direct you to our local organizations to join, and actions that you can take once you leave this rally today. And actions that you can take moving forward. And so
There, you can find somebody with a QR code, or you can get them here, because we all need things to do. Okay, so now, you ready to make some noise? Yes, let's make some noise! Let's go! The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
People united will never be defeated. United will never be defeated.
People
United will never be defeated. Rock on. 17 countries. Love it. I hope I'm still broadcasting. Anyway, keep going. We're here in Springfield, Mass. for the No King's Day protest.
Hey everyone! First of all, it's Pride Month. And I just want to say that I am going to be speaking on behalf of an anonymous VA employee. They have given me a speech, and part of this is putting a face to all the people that are affected by these policies. And I'm honored to be able to hear about what's happening in our VA right now. Transgender veterans are under attack. The life-saving care they have earned through their service to our country has been taken from them by the Secretary of the VA under order of the President. With only a few exceptions, gender-affirming treatment was ripped away. No more gender-affirming speech therapy. No more new starts of hormones. No pre-surgery screenings and tests. VA staff are not writing letters of support and can't provide treatment for gender dysphoria.
Ooh.
Transgender and gender diverse veterans have had their pronouns removed from their records. They can no longer indicate the name that they want used. They can't use the bathrooms that match their gender. And it goes on and on. There is no longer suicide prevention directed at transgender veterans, even though they are at double the risk of suicide than other veterans. In fact, all outreach to LGBTQ plus veterans has ended. Pride flags are outlawed. VA staff are told they must report on staff who go against the President's hateful and harmful executive orders. I'm a VA staff person who can't speak publicly. Thank you to those who are willing to read and share my words. I need to do everything I can to support LGBTQ plus veterans, even if it means staying anonymous. You may know that transgender people are under attack by this administration. You may have heard that transgender military members are told they must resign or be fired and lose all their benefits. You may have heard that transgender women are being threatened with being sent to men's prisons. But
People do not know that Doug Collins, Secretary of the VA, has rescinded policies that protected transgender and intersex veterans. From one day to the next, he outlawed medically sound and essential medical care. Within hours of his decision to end care for gender dysphoria, veterans around the country received calls canceling their appointments. Posters were ripped down, websites scrubbed, patient education deleted.
Boo.
Let me say this again. The VA has ended almost all transgender care. Our transgender veterans are under attack. They are suffering and being told they are not worth being cared for.
Boo.
Our country is breaking our sacred oath to those who are willing to give their lives for our safety. No other group of veterans in the history of the VA has been denied care in this way. And if you think to yourself, well, I'm not a veteran, or I don't know any veterans, so this isn't that important, think again. VA is the largest single-payer healthcare system in the U.S. It is the very model of a successful Medicare for all type of healthcare system. The administration wants to destroy it.
Instagram Live.
And the VA can eliminate care for gender dysphoria. The Medicare under Medicare is coming along next, followed by Medicaid and then mandates for private insurance. If the largest healthcare system in the country has ended gender-affirming care, we are all at risk.
Boo. Protect human rights. Protect human rights. Protect women's rights. Gay rights. Trans rights.
The pride flag was made by a gay veteran. The trans flag was made by a trans veteran. It is estimated that transgender people serve in the military at a rate 2 to 3 times the general population. This matters. Speak up. Mark of California is the ranking Democrat on the House Committee on Veterans Affairs. And Richard Blumenthal from our neighboring state of Connecticut is the ranking Democrat of the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs. Let them know that you are watching and that transgender veterans are waiting for the care they have earned and deserve. In the words of gay veteran Harvey Milk, who was murdered for being gay, I stand for all those who feel that the government no longer understands the individual and no longer respects individual rights. So, and if you see those QR codes and use your phone on them, they're going to lead you to websites to reach those 2 lawmakers. So I urge you all to please contact them. Thank you so much. Yes, give it up for the VA. We really appreciate that. I have the distinct honor of introducing Juliet Margola, a first-generation college graduate with a master's in social work, is a Ward 8 City Councilor and president of the Indian Orchard Citizens Council in Springfield, Mass. Clinical social worker, she advocates for equitable access to mental health care and chairs the City Council Sustainability and Environmental Committee. Please give it up for Juliet Margola. Thank you so much. So good afternoon, first of all. I want to thank, this is too high. I want to thank the organizers of this No King Site rally here in Springfield, Massachusetts. And
And more importantly, I want to thank you all for being here, because without you, we wouldn't be here. So give yourselves a hand. Thank you so much. So as we all are doing here, this is a time for us to stand up and make sure that our voices are heard, our bodies are seen, and our spirit is felt.
There are
And that is the
thousands
spirit of
outside
democracy.
of my range. We're here in Springfield, Mass, at the No
People
Kings
are
rally.
standing up to oligarchy and to an attempt to a tyrannical rule. We don't have kings in this country. We're not going to stand for it, because this is not what this country was made for. I'm a Latina woman, Puerto Rico, and my ancestors are Taino Native American, and that's who I am. And right before I came up here, someone mentioned to me Palestine. We're not going to forget about Palestine. We have to free Palestine. We need to stop these wars. We need to be about justice and democracy. We all know that America could be such a wonderful place for us to live, right? And it has been for the most part. But some people think, like those other people, this administration thinks that we've gone too far. I say we haven't gone far enough. They think that it's gone too far when everyone can have access to a good quality of life. I say we haven't gone far enough because we're being oppressed by a healthcare system that doesn't care about our health. Yes.
Exactly.
We're oppressed by a legal system who doesn't care about justice. And a banking system who is taking advantage of the workers and the poor people.
Yes.
As we know, this all started back in the 70s and 80s, and I'm sorry because I was there back then, although I wasn't voting yet. In the 70s and 80s, they started to think about trickle-down economics.
Bullshit.
We know that doesn't work.
Bullshit.
It didn't work back then, it's not working now, and it's not going to work in the future.
Bullshit.
So because of that, I'm demanding the legislatures at the state level, the federal level, and even here in our city, shall end Citizens United and abolish the Electoral College. We would not have this man in office. We would not. I'd rather also ask them to stop partnering with these systems that are oppressing us. So
Like Russia.
No King's Day in Springfield, Massachusetts. I want to make sure that we let them know what we're about. And this is how we're showing them how. We don't have kings in this country. We have democracy. I want us to have democracy. Is calling for justice for everybody. So justice for all. Justice for all. Justice for all. Justice for all. Thank you for all. And thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Saida. All right. Yes. You bring me life. You really do. You really do. All right, next we have Jacqueline Brown, Hassan, and Al.
That's great. She spoke at my rally in April.
Council. So the Mass Senior Action Council was founded in 1981, a grassroots member-led organization of seniors committed to social justice. It was organized 44 years ago. Okay, I'm 45.
We're in Springfield, Mass.
By retirees and seniors who
Thanks
wanted
for
to make
coming.
sure seniors were heard by decision makers and together
get out
build their
to
voice to
protest.
make their lives and their community better. Here you go.
It's been a long time. 77 years. I've been pushing some signs, protests. I just want to say we're here today to add our voices
and our collective power to take the stance against the Trump administration.
Put the mic closer to your mouth.
Yeah. While blatantly administering budget cuts, spending over $30 million of taxpayer dollars for personal golf trips and sporting events, while justifying devastating budget cuts in education, veterans benefits, social safety net programs, and consumer financial protection, claiming he's eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse. No Kings is a national day of action and mass mobilization in response to increasing authoritarian excesses and corruption of the Trump administration. Today, we are a part of a nationwide day of defiance. We're taking action to reject authoritarianism.
Yeah.
Everywhere to show that organized people power is stronger than Trump's authoritarian aspirations. Since the inauguration, the Trump administration and its enablers have operated as though they have a mandate, but they didn't. They never did. They are going to extremes to empower Trump and enrich themselves while cutting jobs and service for the rest of us. The Trump administration has gutted our environmental protection agencies, fired thousands of our scientists and experts. They have deregulated environmental laws, removed climate and clean energy initiatives,
health, education,
and every federal agency, and removed federal funding for conservation and carbon-free energy. Massachusetts now faces some extremely tough decisions. State officials have begun to reevaluate state climate and energy goals for 2030 and 2050, set forth by the ball patcher. But the Trump executive order has basically shut down offshore wind projects, which will delay the planned wind farms that were designed to provide 40% of power by 2030. The legislature faces a huge challenge, building the annual 2026 budget without the billions of dollars of federal money that we pay.
That's right.
Not to mention the uncertainty of the impact of global tariffs on the mass economy. In a democracy, we do not arrest perceived political opponents of the Yet the Trump administration is doing exactly that, turning the power of the federal government against anyone who doesn't toe his line, whether it's members of Congress, mayors, or judges. Most recently, Trump's Department of Homeland Security arrested Newark Mayor Ras Baraka when he was peacefully standing outside an ICE detention facility. Members of Congress were accosted during the arrest, and DHS has said arrests of those representatives were on the table. This news also comes in the wake of the FBI's arrest of a Milwaukee judge for allegedly assisting an immigrant in her courtroom. Targeting elected officials and judges for defending our rights and opposing the president's abuses of power is straight out of the authoritarian playbook. And we must and should have acted immediately. Demand the Trump administration to stop these unfounded arrests now. Demand legislatures to do their jobs.
Yes.
Stop these attacks that violate the Constitution and our way of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I've struggled all my life, and I guess I'll continue to struggle. Now, put the out.
I did.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Of course.
My name is Al.
Thank you for speaking your great.
of the Mass Senior Action Council. Now, before I get started, I just want to let everybody know I am not a public speaker.
Everywhere. Simon and Schuster.
In a common effort to fight those that oppose us at every level. So I'm going to go right into where we're at. And I'm going to educate us on the suppression of voters' rights. This is Trump's #1 agenda. The legislature and over 160 bills all throughout the states are trying to suppress our voters' rights by an old act that some of us know, some of us seniors may not know. The old poll tax.
Yeah.
The old poll tax.
Yeah.
Hands down, comes down to the old poll tax. Which used to require people to not only prove that they were citizens, but they had to prove that they were smart enough to vote. Today, they're doing the same tactics. What are they doing by? Making you prove that you are a citizen. Generally, on the level of all elections, everybody has to register to vote, which means we are all citizens. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Then, although now demanding through legislation, through the SAVE Act that has already passed through the House, that will require our citizens to prove once again that we are citizens by getting passports, short passports, taxing payers, voters to go out and buy IDs, real IDs at the R&Bs. Now, for some of us, it's not a problem, but there are those elderly who just can't afford to do that. There's the people that have had name changes, to marriages, to divorces, that now they're going to be required to go get real ID, spend your money to prove that you're a citizen.
So true. Voter suppression is one of the many techniques.
No to the SAVE Act. No to the SAVE Act. No to the SAVE Act.
No.
So, we're approaching Juneteenth, which after freedom was promised, we continue to fight for justice together. And what they did, it will not distract us. They will not delay us, and they will not deny us our constitutional rights to get out and vote. So, I'm just going to tell you a small bit about myself as becoming a new senior citizen that I never would have imagined after 30 some odd years of working in the construction industry as a union plumber. I gave a knee and a hip, paying years and years of Social Security into the system to now be threatened by cuts to Social Security. These tactics, they say on the one hand, we're not going to touch your Social Security. But on the other hand, what are they doing? They're touching the Social Security by making cuts to the administration, which implies They will not be there to answer the phones. They will not be there for us to come in person. So we have to try to make appointments, which now are weeks out and months out, and people have been reported to wait up to 90 minutes to talk to someone over the phone. This is exactly messing with our Social Security. So, yes. Okay, so they're telling me I got a minute left. So for my first time, I'm very conscious. So let's just use our Second Amendment, right? To bear arms, but not with the arms that kill. To arm ourselves with information so that we can make a change. So
That's our First Amendment right, not second.
hands off Social Security. Hands off Social Security. Hands off Social Security. Hands off Social Security. And we're going to say no to the same act. 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 No to the same. And last of all, no to fascism.
Jacqueline Brown, Senior Action Council. So glad to have you here today.
Thanks for joining us.
Doing?
I'm low on battery, but I'll keep going.
Amazing, right? Yeah, it's amazing. We're all here together to fight against no kings.
No kidding. We're here in Springfield, Massachusetts.
All right, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Juliet Margola. Juliet is 25 and uses they, them pronouns. They are a UMass Amherst graduate where they studied journalism and gender studies. Juliet has been part of the Amherst Young Feminist Party for 2 years and is part of the social media team. Juliet also works as a teaching assistant at Four Rivers Charter Public School. Please welcome Juliet Margola.
My name is Juliet Margola. I'm part of the Amherst Young Feminist Party, and we are a local chapter of a national organization that fights for gender justice for all. We believe that young people have a voice and the power to make change.
Yes, you do.
When I was asked to speak here today, I immediately thought of so many issues I could talk about. Adriana Smith, the woman who is declared brain dead, but is being kept alive on life support because of Georgia's restrictive abortion laws. The treatment of women in ICE detention centers, America's continuous support of genocide on the Palestinian people. Book bans, anti-trans legislation. Every time I tried to write this speech, I would open my phone and read another headline, see another story. Every day there was something new I wanted to talk about, and there's simply too much to sum it up in 3 minutes. When Donald Trump won the 2024 election, I woke up and went to work at my job at a middle school. I sat with kids and listened to them talk about how scared they are that gay rights, trans rights, and reproductive rights are going to be taken away. I heard 12-year-old girls processing that their new president is a rapist. None of this is okay. Kids should not be afraid of their president.
Right. Good point.
When we pledge allegiance to our flag, we are not pledging allegiance to Donald Trump.
Yay.
To America.
Yes.
A country that is founded on the belief that we have no kings.
Yes.
We pledge allegiance to the indigenous people whose lands was colonized, and to the slaves, and to the immigrants that built our country. When I of journalism, we learned about the code of ethics. One of the core principles is seek truth and report it. The truth is, our administration wants us to live in fear. Truth wants us to believe we have no power. But as we look around today and see everyone here, it's clear that we have the power to make change, and we have to keep fighting together.
People united. You know, one of the big things that, we've been talking about today, I'm so happy to have heard the testimony of a federal worker at the VA. One of Trump's biggest attacks, did you know that Trump has destroyed and gotten rid of more rights for union members, has shrunk the number of union members more than by any president we've ever had. A million federal workers lost the right to collectively bargain. Boo! You forget. How many people here are in a union? We gotta have everybody in a damn union, all right? But guess what? Who do they go after in totalitarian countries? Who do they go after in dictatorships? They go after the left, they go after the communists and socialists. They didn't come, but I wasn't one of them, and then they came for the trade unionists because we are organized, because trade unions are able to represent the working class, the vast majority of human beings. Not just on the job, but your freedom of speech, your rights to Social Security, your rights to a dignified retirement, your rights to fair wages, your rights to participate in our democracy. That is what labor unions are about. We are a cornerstone and pillar of a democratic society.
Yeah.
The Trump administration wants to crush us.
Yep.
And I must say, I think all of us were shocked and horrified by the attacks on David Huerta, president of SEIU California, during the disgusting ICE raids in federal occupation of Los Angeles. Again, a direct attack on the labor movement, because guess what? We represent thousands of immigrants. The working class is not just citizens. The working class is non-citizen. The working class is queer. The working class is black. The working class is gay. The working class is LGBT. We have to stand up for others. And sometimes people think, well, I'm not a worker, I'm something else. Well, guess what? If you've ever worked a day in your life where you rely on someone who works, you're part of the damn working class. Yeah! It's the working class that's the key to fighting authoritarianism. That's key to fighting and defeating fascism. And it's just my message today is that we need to stay organized. If you're not in a union, please, I want to help you join one. If you are a tenant and you do not have a tenants union, I want you to join a tenants union. Hey, if you're retired and you're a senior, join Mass Senior Action Council. That's right. If you care about immigrants and you are an immigrant yourself or have immigrants in your community, support the Pioneer Valley Workers Center. You know, so many of the attacks right now. I'm so glad that the representative of Senator Markey spoke about Renesa. Renesa not only was a graduate student worker and a non-citizen, but she was a member of the Graduate Student Union at Tufts University, SCIU. And when she was having her hearings in Vermont, my members at University of Vermont and the members from AFT and other union members came out to support her, and she was free. We're so fighting for her. Mahmoud Toledo, before he was a leader at Columbia, when, again, Trump is attacking higher education, not just because it's not about anti-Semitism, folks. All right, my Jewish brothers and sisters, we have to defend you, but this is an excuse to attack our free speech.
That's right.
To destroy our democracy. And the fact of the matter is that they have pressured universities like Columbia to go after folks who are standing up for basic human rights. You know, and that's it. The right matter is we have to have a big tent, but we have to learn from each other. We do have to talk about Palestine. We do have to understand what this attack is about, how he's doing it, how he's destroying our freedoms, who he's going after. He's going to go after people that you might not initially agree with. But guess what? Who do you think is next? Who do you think is next? So, I just want to say in closing that who is next? That, again, as our coalition of labor unions, we've taken many positions in favor of immigrant rights, in favor of stopping war, in favor of holding our elected leaders accountable. I would just say, and in this big tent, we can't have people who are collaborators. We can't have people who are cowardly. We cannot have folks who have any bit of power say, oh, well, I can't stand up because, that's not the proper thing to do. Guess what? There are working class people all over this country who are risking their freedom and their lives to stand up against this fascism. Our bosses and our elected officials accountable. And we do that in a loving way. We do it in a loving way. We thank them when they do a good job. And there's many good jobs. Many things are doing well, but we have to continue to fight. And I'm so proud everyone's here today. And let's go and stop this fascist dictator. Trump is a scam. 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 Thank you so much. Everybody. Representative Unions. All right, so if you haven't had a chance, QR codes are everywhere. I want you all to think about picking one thing if you haven't already. Of all the issues affecting
Springfield, Mass. No King's Day. Thanks for joining me.
One thing and take a direct action and commit to it today. This is how we keep it going, folks. We have next Katie Talbot. She's a mother, a daughter, a previously incarcerated woman in recovery. She's a community organizer who is committed to building collective power with poor and working class people. Katie recently joined the team at Springfield. No one leaves. Springfield. Which advocates that housing is a human right. Man, this is powerful. It was powerful being out there, and it's even more powerful standing here. So I'm like impressed and feel really fired up to know that everyone's here today, and we're in collaboration and in solidarity with all these other movements. Before we get started, I wanna ask you to close your eyes. I want you to think about home. What does it look like? What does it smell like? Who's there? Home's supposed to be the place we gather with family. We grow. We rest. It's the place that we're supposed to feel safest. Yeah. But for too many of us, that's not the case. And we deserve safety in our homes, whether you're in Palestine or on Pearl Street in Springfield. In Springfield, 50% of our residents spend more than 50% of their income on housing. Our tenants are paying to live in horrible conditions while corporate landlords line their pockets. Right. Our homeowners can't fix their homes because insurance companies are feeding their profits. Every day, corporate investors are buying single-family, multi-family homes across the country. At the State House, we give tax breaks and tax dollars to developers while we cut funding to our local housing authorities. At all levels of the government, we continue to protect profits over people, and it's fucking gross. Springfield No One Leaves has been fighting for housing justice since 2011. We have community lawyers that use the law to keep people in their homes. We use political education to make the connection between individual housing experiences and the system that encourages corporate greed. We organize residents to fight for housing justice. Believing that housing is a human right is more than just a slogan. It means we work to create a world where homes are for people and not for profit. So I'm supposed to tell you all ways that you can get involved, right? Like things that you can be doing. And currently in Massachusetts, we're fighting for rent control. We need renters to stop hemorrhaging so that rich people can continue to get rich. We need foreclosure mediation to stop the banks and corporate investors from stealing our homes. We need regulations and restrictions that restrict the access of corporate investors to our communities. Here in Springfield, we fought and won a housing trust, yet a mayor won't fund it. Tell him to fucking fund it. Support the organizations doing the work day by day on the ground. Patrick talked about the Worker Center. Springfield No One Leaves. Donate to their work. Show up at their events. June 25th, we're having a rally in Westfield to talk about our elders losing their homes to corporate investors. Show up. We're witnessing the collapse of capitalism around us. The rich get richer, and the government creates ways to protect it. The solution for decades has been just get a better job, or if you don't like your apartment, move. And that shit's not possible in capitalism. There's people building new economies, one that are driven by the needs of people and not the profit of investors. Seek them out, y'all. Spend your money at co-ops. Put your money in credit unions. If you have property that you do not live in, contact your local land trust. Contact co-ops like Willowbrook and get it out of the speculative market. We were really lucky to have some dope-ass representatives speak today. But the reality is that they're just a few, right? They're the ones fighting the good fight, and the rest of them don't. If your elected official is not here today, get rid of them. If they're making a profit off housing, get rid of them. If they don't walk the picket line with workers, get rid of them. If they are afraid to name the genocide in Gaza at the hands of the Israeli government, get rid of them. If they are not championing Medicare for all, get rid of them. And if your elected officials take a fucking penny from corporations, get rid of them. They are all public servants, but they are forgotten. And it's time they are held accountable. Keep going. Thanks for having me. Let's get it, y'all.
Don't agree with everything, but big tent.
Yes, I have the pleasure of introducing Siobhan Prophet, the founder of Western Mass Solidarity in Action, a grassroots network uniting over 3,000 people from across the region to defend democracy and stand against white supremacy, fascism, and authoritarianism. A proud Filipino American is both a dominant of the American Revolution and a descendant of the indigenous Igbo and Lima tribes of the Philippines.
Can you hear this fuck better? Can you hear this better? Oh no. Microphone. Yes, microphone.
Hi, my name is Siobhan Prophet. I'm a co-founder of Western Mass Solidarity in Action. I did mention I'm a proud Filipino American, a daughter of the American Revolution and descendant of the Igorot and the Mud people of the Philippines. WMSA is a network of thousands of people across the 4 counties of Western Mass organizing to defend democracy, resist fascism, and build a future grounded in justice, solidarity, and care. We believe solidarity is a verb. We're not just here to rally, we are here to organize. Now let's talk about what's happening. All right, Gracie, let's talk about what's happening. Last month in Worcester, ICE agents tackled a grandmother to the ground while her 16-year-old daughter begged them to show a warrant. A newborn baby was passed to a bystander as federal agents dragged the family apart. What was her only crime? It was being undocumented in a country that treats migration like a threat instead of a story of survival, of courage, of resilience. 2 weeks later in Milford, Marcelo Gomez da Silva, an 18-year-old high school student on the honor roll, was abducted. Complicity, gift wrapped in legalese. Yes.
I'm going to have to go now. My ride is leaving. So I'm going to be signing off. Thanks for following. Springfield, Mass. No King's Day. Take care.
Resistance.